Hello everybody, Lone Wolf Rick here, and it is Hump Day Wednesday here on the Las Vegas Strip, August the 23rd. So we're taking a look at the Luxor right here. We'll just take a look around here, southbound. About 8:30 a.m. it started this video. Currently 83 degrees here on the Las Vegas Strip. They're looking for a high of about 98 today, as the end of August weather starts to return after a couple of days of nice cooler weather. Hope everybody's having a great week today, as we're getting close to football season. We've got a few college football games this weekend to start the college football season, so I'm kind of looking forward to that. As we'll just kind of take a little stroll down this down the walk here and see if anything's happening up here. I saw where the rains from the hurricane / tropical storm Hillary added a little bit of water into Lake Mead, which was always a good thing. As the lake this year, you know, I don't know how the national news is, but you haven't seen a whole lot out of it this week. Or this year actually. You know, they drained a lot of water from Lake Powell, which is kind of like its sister's lake, I guess, and sent it down the river. It's like, you know, into Lake Mead, and then the rains for the hurricane or whatever. But the lake is knock on wood, doing okay this year. Not like last year where everything was gloom and doom, you know. I saw where the lake was at 1,066 foot, which is a lot of water. And last year at this time, if you remember, it was got down to about 1,020 feet, and they were everybody was in a panic because if it dropped below that 1,000 foot mark, you know, to 990 or something like that, it's like water wouldn't feed into the dam. But this year is looking okay. You know, it had a good snowpack. It's like, you know, the Rockies this past winter, and it's a little bit of rain. It's like, you know, the river has fed it through, and everything is peachy. Although the lake, it's like, I think at its fullest, it's like, you know, what was it, like 1,400 and some feet. So it's still got a ways to go. Yeah, you know, the Southwest here is at about a 23-year drought period. So, like I said, it's still got a ways to go before it gets back to peak levels like it was in the 50s, 60s, 70s. Looks like it's kind of comfortable up there, huh? Looking across up there, it's like in New York, New York. They had some bad news where I guess last year some people checked in. There were 3 sets of families checked in, all traveling together. Checked into their rooms and everything was good. They were having a good time until, well, they found a bat in the room. A live bat was in their guest room. So the live bat was in the guest room, and they, of course, freaked out. You know, since bats are one of the most I guess animals or whatever to carry rabies. So, you know, the hotel came up and the hotel captured the bat. And of course the you know, people went to hospitals, doctors, and they said it's like, you know, well, we need the bat to test it. You know, since you were in close proximity of it, we need to test the bat to make sure that it did not have rabies, so you don't have to go through the whole anti-rabies process. Excuse me. You know, I'm like taking the shots and everything. And so the people went back to like New York, New York. Of course, New York, New York had already disposed of the bat. So the hotel guests, it's like all of them had to go through that whole process of taking the rabies shots and going through treatments and everything, you know, to be on the safe side. So now it's like a lawsuit has been filed against New York, New York and MGM Resorts, and because of that. So it made the national news yesterday evening. You know, sometimes it's kind of now, you know, should housekeeper babies have seen the bat or like whatever? Yeah, probably. You know, it's like, you know, unless it was a hallway, it flew in a door or something, and whatever the case was. But I know it's tough being in a desert with all kinds of critters and creatures. It's like, you know, around. I remember when I was the hotel manager out at the Pyramid properties, our biggest thing out there was the scorpions. Yeah, because we were right in the middle of the desert, and we have the scorpions would just crawl away through the desert, and they would crawl, you know, they would find their way into the hotel rooms. And of course, scorpions look for someplace warm to go, so, you know, they would actually maybe even find a way up and crawl inside the bedspreads or whatever on the beds. So that was something realistically, you know, for us anyway, even with the exterminations and everything, it's like, you know, we couldn't completely control or completely stop 100% of. And also out there, you know, there were fruit bats. And of course, being out in the middle of the desert, out, you know, 45 miles outside of town, and being like in the middle of the desert where it was completely dark, the bats, of course, were drawn to the lights at nighttime. So in the swimming pool area, especially at Prim Valley Casino, you know, had the nice pool and a fountain. The fruit bats would make their way into the area, just got drawn by the light. So at nighttime, you would see the bats just flying around, as they do. You know, they fly kind of haphazardly around the pool area. And then once, you know, it got more close to daylight, it would, you know, they would fly back to wherever they were camped out at. But it made for some tough times, because sometimes they would have events at the pool. You know, if they had slot tournaments or whatever, they might have uh, events out at the pool area with live music and stuff, you know, for the people that are at the slot tournament. So working to try to keep the bats away was, to say the least, a pretty daunting experience. But that's kind of the, Las Vegas in the middle of the desert. I mean, we have mountain lions come down into town from the mountains if they're looking for food. You know, coyotes are always spotted around town, foxes. You know, like I said, scorpions, bats. Every kind of breed of spider you can think of. But I did feel bad for the families since like that had to go through all the shots and all the treatments and everything, because I know that's not a fun time. So, but they have filed a lawsuit against the New York Newark, like I said, and hopefully everything gets worked out. All right, everybody, I think that's going to do it for this video. It's kind of out cruising around today. Already posted one video today. Posted when we had lunch yesterday afternoon over at MGM Grand, the buffet at a gym. I hope everybody will check that out. And thank you very much for joining me today. I will see everybody in the next video. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.